The honourable member for Stormont Dundas South Glengarry.
Despite 25% tariffs threatening to kill Canadian jobs and crush the economy, the Liberals have created border disorder between Canada and the United States. Yesterday, the Minister of Public Safety said that bolstering the power of CBSA to secure our borders is, quote, not a priority. After 9 years, this hands-off approach is no surprise. There's 500,000 illegal people here in Canada. Unprocessed asylum claimants are up 2,500%, and they think 3 million temporary residents are going to leave voluntarily when their visa expires. Where is the Canada First plan to fix the border disorder?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, we have made clear, the Prime Minister just repeated that again a few minutes ago, that we will continue to support the important work done by the women and men who work for the Canadian Border Services Agency and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. We think it was unfortunate the previous Conservative government cut the money available for this important work. We've also said that we're prepared to increase both the human resources and technology and equipment to support the important work they do. We'll do that in collaboration with our American partners, and we still have a lot of confidence in this work that's being done.
That's right.
The honourable member for Stormont Dundas South Glengarry.
Here is further proof of the Liberals' border disorder. Today at committee, the Minister of Public Safety was asked, will more CBSA officers be deployed on our border? The minister doesn't know. Will CBSA officers be authorized to patrol between border crossings? The minister doesn't know. Will RCMP officers be redeployed to patrol the border? The minister doesn't know. The only plan the Liberals have is the plan to have a plan. It's creating border disorder. Where is the Canada First plan to fix what they broke?
The honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. It would appear the only plan the Conservatives have is to think up silly new rhymes in question period. Mr. Speaker, what we've said at the committee that the member referred to a few moments ago, we've said it for many months, that we will continue to invest additional resources in the important work of the CBSA and of the RCMP. We're obviously looking at all ideas that would help strengthen the security posture at our border. We believe that the security of our border is currently ensured. We believe in the integrity of our borders. We believe in working with the Americans and continuing to always look to do more.
That's right.
The honourable member for Calgary Shepherd.
The Public Safety Minister said yesterday that bolstering CBSA powers to secure our borders isn't a priority. That's a direct quote from him. Meanwhile, 3 million temporary resident visas are set to expire at the end of next year. Illegal border crossings are rising, and the newly elected U.S. president is threatening a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods. That's an economic challenge that we can't ignore. Where is the Canada First plan to end this border disorder?
The Honourable Minister for Citizenship, Immigration and Refugees.
Mr. Speaker, it comes down to this. Do you trust the guy who renegotiated NAFTA with Mr. Trump? Do you trust the guy who secured the border during pandemic of the century? Do you trust the guy who went down on President Trump's playing field to fight for Canadians to secure the border against the guy who spent 20 years making up interesting rhymes, spent 20 years securing one only thing, his own paycheck and a bloated pension?
The honourable member for Calgary Shepherd.
Mr. Speaker, after 9 years of breaking the immigration system, do you trust the guy who did this? He has over 260,000 unprocessed asylum claims right now, a record high. That's a 2,502% increase since 2015. There's around 500,000 people in Canada illegally here, a 630% increase in U.S. border control encounters of people illegally attempting to get into the United States, the longest wait times for many visas right now, and a 2 million application backlog. So when will the Liberals stop making up excuses and end the border disorder to help Canadians?
The Honourable Minister for Immigration, Citizenship and Refugees.
I guess broken border was too dumb to reuse today, so they tried something else. Look, We proposed, you can't make this up, we proposed a set of asylum reforms in May as part of the last budgetary exercise while we were putting money into the Immigration Refugee Board to increase processing. What did they do? They voted against it. Look, same thing last week when they voted against a tax break, the thing they've been harping about for well over a year. Look, Mr. Speaker, these guys, again, and I'll say it, are all flannel and no axe.
I'm just going to ask members, in particular, a member from Dufferin-Caledon, please not take the floor unless recognized by the Speaker. L'honorable député de Charlebourg.
The Honourable Member for Charlebourg-Saint-Charles. Mr. Speaker, we've had border disorder since 2017. Hundreds of thousands of people crossed the border, and now we have 500,000 people, irregular migrants in our country, in addition to people who may stay here after receiving a temporary visa. The Prime Minister has lost control of immigration and the border. What is his plan to fix this? The Honourable Minister of Citizenship and Immigration. You can't make this up, Mr. Speaker. In May, we proposed asylum reforms. We know we need them. And what did the Conservatives do? Nothing. They spend their time making up rhyming slogans. They try to pretend they're tough, but actually, when the chips are down, they don't do anything. They are completely useless. The Honourable Member for Charlebourg-Saint-Charles. The first thing that we have done since 2017 is that we criticized this Prime Minister's stunt that made no sense and that led to more immigration problems. And of course, there's limits to what we can do from here, but when we're on the other side, we'll fix the problem. But there's meanwhile a problem at the border. Weapons trafficking, human trafficking, all sorts of major issues. These human traffickers are being paid millions of dollars to help people cross the border, which is creating even more disorder. Does the Prime Minister have a real plan, or should we have an election and we will show that we have a real plan? The Honourable Minister of Public Safety. Mr. Speaker, it is completely irresponsible for the Conservatives to claim that we could fix this problem by adding to the existing level of misinformation about our border security. I would ask our colleague to be more responsible before repeating slogans that were probably handed down by the leader's office, because this is not in the interest of Canadians or the Canadian economy. What's in our interest is to work with the Americans, support our police services and our American law enforcement partners in order to have a safe border as it is now.